I really didn't expect to own this watch so long. It's been 3 years. For a lot of people that probably sounds weird. Why would you buy a watch that you weren't sure you'd keep? Why spend thousands of dollars on something that you had major doubts about? The answer is simple. I'm a watch guy. Most of my watches will not be with me for the long haul. I will sell most of them. There are just too many references and brands I want to try and only so much room in my watch box and in my budget. When I bought this Panerai PAM111 in late 2018, it was a risk for me. I'd never owned a Panerai Luminor. In fact, I was damn opposed to these monstrosities for years. So bulky and big, and this crown lock, what a gimmick. Impractical, inelegant, imbecilic. Then I tried on some at a boutique in Sydney, Australia. And still I thought, these things are fucking stupid ridiculous. But for a month afterwards, I could not get Panerai Luminors out of my head. So I took a chance. I bought one sight unseen. And 3 years later, I still love wearing this stupid, ridiculous, wonderful watch. Over the last 3 years, I've received a lot of questions about this watch. There seem to be many people like me that are drawn to these but aren't ready to take the leap. So I'd like to address some of the most common questions I get about the PAM111, and maybe that'll explain why I like it so much. Question 1. What's your wrist size? Mine is X. Will it work for me? Answer. My wrist is 7 inches around, just slightly larger, 18 centimeters, and I really like how this wears. I know there are measurements more subtle than circumference, like is your wrist flat, round, whatever. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is a 44mm Luminor with a 53mm length. On my 7-inch wrist, it kinda sorta hangs over, but doesn't really exceed the width of my wrist. You could totally wear this on a 6.5-inch wrist if that look is okay for you. It's not a comfort thing, it's a style thing. If you love the look of the 44mm Luminor, if you obsess over these like so many people, you'll be happy with this watch no matter what your wrist size. Just live your life and ignore the critics. Haters gonna hate. Question 2. I love the PAM111, but they don't make it anymore. Which should I get? Answer. It depends what about this watch you like. This PAM111 was one of the only that Panerai made that had all 5 features that I wanted. 44mm, a display back, manually wound, a seconds hand, and a sandwich dial. In the current Panerai lineup, there is not a watch like this because Panerai hates its fans. No, I don't know, honestly. Panerai baffles me sometimes. Most of the time, actually. The closest watch currently in the lineup is the PAM915. 44mm, manually wound, seconds hand, and a sandwich dial. That means that the numerals and markers are cut out and there's a layer of lume on a plate beneath. I was dead set on this dial. It could be argued that it's not historically accurate for all Luminors, but I just love a dial with some depth. It makes a big difference to me. So the PAM915 does have this dial, but it does not have a display back, which I know not everyone wants. The 915 also uses tan lume, which I don't care for, though it does glow green. But if you like the PAM111, my suggestion is find a PAM111. They're out there and still modestly priced. Just make sure you verify its authenticity. There are a lot of impressive fake Panerais out there. Question 3. How do you feel about having a ETA movement in a luxury watch? Answer. The movement in the PAM111 is the Panerai caliber OP11. It's a ETA 6497-2 that's been chronometer certified and decorated. And I think decorated very nicely. It's not high horology, but I think it's pretty. This movement is a crowd pleaser at parties. People love it, or they would if anyone invited me to parties. I'm pretty busy anyway, so I probably can't make it. I personally like that this is based on an ETA movement. My assumption is that it's more easily and affordably serviced than a true in-house Panerai movement. Maybe someone can tell me. I had Panerai do a full service on this watch and they charged me $525 US. Do the in-house watches cost more to service? If you know, add a comment below. Related to this, I've gotten a few questions asking what I think about Panerai's latest movement controversy. A writer has alleged that Panerai is culling some movements fully in-house when they aren't. 2 points from me on this. 1. Obviously, brands should be fully transparent about their movements, about who makes them and how they're made. 2. I don't care. I just want my watch to have a movement that is reliable and serviceable without me needing to take out a loan. After that, I don't care if it's made by Panerai, ETA, or H&M. Okay, speed round questions. Does the polished case scratch easily? Fine abrasions, yes. Deep scratches, no. And I think it looks better with a little wear on it. What straps do you like for it? My favorite straps are the ones made by Panerai, leather and rubber. But I also think it's fun on a NATO strap. How's the Lume? Burn your eyeballs out, man. I think 44mm is too big for me. What do you think of the Luminor Duet collection? I think they're great. No real water resistance, but quite refined. Why did Han brag about doing the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs if a parsec is a unit of length? Because he was referring to the shorter route he was able to travel by skirting the nearby Maw black hole cluster. I mean, what's a Star War? One of the unexpected benefits of owning this PAM111 is the support and camaraderie I've received from other collectors. Before I bought this watch, I expected to get as much shit about it as I give Panerai owners in my head. Yeah, I know this watch isn't for everyone, but I've been surprised by how many collectors like me enjoy Luminor watches. Everyone's collection and financial situation is different, but if you've been obsessing over Luminor like I was 3 years ago, take a chance on one. You might hate it and have to sell it for a loss, but at least then you'll know. Better to lose a little cash than wonder forever. And that's the worst case scenario. You might love it and wear it every day and then buy a second Panerai and then a third, and actually maybe that's the worst case scenario. I still don't know how long this will stay in my collection. There are certainly weeks where I think, yeah, it might be time to move this one along. But then I put it on my wrists and I remember that I don't own anything else like this PAM111. And more importantly, I remember how much I love wearing this watch. This impractical, inelegant, imbecilic watch.